Hi guys! Welcome to episode 2 of my Minecraft DiamondFire series. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about control, repeat, game action, set variables, processes, and functions. It's a lot, but we'll get through it. First off, I want to teach you a little bit using the if player and player action blocks. I want to teach you how to set cooldowns for 1 second, so we can't just fire arrows repeatedly super fast. So what I'm going to do is I broke that launch projectile block, and now I'm going to take a bob. Next, I'm going to grab my if player block, and then put in 2 player actions instead of 1. I'll set this one to the launch projectile like before, so it'll go arrow and then our velocity number. Then the if player block, I'm going to do item is not on cooldown this time. So if player's holding, right clicks and they're holding it and this item is not on cooldown, which is Bob, I'll grab another one for later actually, and I'll grab another 20 for later, then set item cooldown. If we look at the parameters for that, it's the item to set the cooldown for and the number like how long we want the cooldown to be in ticks. So 20 ticks is 1 second, so I'm gonna place that in there. So Bob now has a cooldown of 20 ticks. If we try it, right click. Wow, cool, look, we can only shoot an arrow every second. Cool. But it's our game's kind of boring right now. But I want to fight against something. So here comes in a bunch of the other blocks I'm going to talk about today. Game action, repeat, control, and finally set variable. So for now, I want to get a new player event and do plot and server events, player join game. Next, I am going to start a process. I'll show you why in a second. And then I am going to put a repeat block. Quickly, I'm going to explain how processes and functions work. Functions work like you would think them to. When called, they will run code that defines them. But how does this work? Imagine a code line where we have a square, right here. Then we have a function to make the square blue, like this. Then, after the call function block in the code line, we have code that makes the square bigger. What do you think will happen? The reason functions are different from processes is that they pause code lines to do their work, like we see here. So it turns blue, then it turns big and blue. And processes don't pause their code line. The code little function will turn the square blue and then big. But here in the process, it starts normally, like functions too. Then it will turn blue and big at the same time. Okay, so now we understand how processes and functions work. But for now, I am not gonna touch them yet, but I'm going to actually do a repeat forever. I'm going to grab a variable. I will make clones of this. And I'm going to type in chat without a slash, just entity random. And it's a game variable. We want it to be a game variable. So repeat forever. We're actually going to use one of our new things, which is control. So control is pretty much weights and stuff like that. So this forever loop doesn't try to do something every less than a tick. So we want to wait we want to spawn something every, say 5 seconds. That's 20 times 5 is 100. So that's 100 is 5 seconds. We can use our time unit. I'm just gonna use ticks because I think it's much easier. Then forever, I'm gonna put, and then another new block, game action. I love this block because you can set containers like chests. You can get player heads, and you can do a lot of stuff. you can also spawn TNT with it. So it's very funny when you spawn TNT on people. But even better, you can spawn mobs. So spawn egg and mob type. So I want my mobs to spawn, let's say, here. And we remember how to set locations from last episode. We right click to set it where we're at our feet, or we can break a block with the location. So here, parameters, spawn egg and location. For now, I'm going to put entity random as my spawn egg. I'll teach you why in a second. And then location. So every 5 seconds, it will spawn a mob. Cool. Now back to our process blocks. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take process block, and actually if we right click the sign, or I shift right clicked it. If we right click the sign, it says right click the sign while holding a string to name the process. We can also use string on start process blocks. Okay, so string, it's a value, and then let's type without the slash entity random selector. Okay, now we can right click this sign and entity random selector. That's the name. Now if we go here, oh, what's this? There's an emerald. Entity random selector. Oh, that's cool. So whenever it sees this process block, it will start the process. So what's the process gonna be? I'm going to use a repeat block to do a forever loop. I'm gonna make it so every I need control block. So, and let's grab our, get another 100. Oops. Let's put it in there. And a new block, actually. The last new block we'll be learning about today, don't worry. The set variable block. This block lets you set variables to equal values. You can get rid of those values, numerical. You can do so much stuff with this. I don't have enough time to explain it all. So what I'm just gonna do is set to random value. Now, remember our variable from earlier? And guess what? This block is called set variable. So, if you put two together, we can assume that we put this in here to set the variable. So let's see, parameters, the variable set, and any values, the random values it wants to be. So anything we put in this chest after the variable, there's a chance that it will randomize this variable to one of those things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 3 different mobs. Let's see, what do I want to spawn? I want to spawn either a witch, a husk, or how about a magma cube? 3 random enemies. Now we're gonna put each of them in here. Now I'm actually gonna type /reset to get all my items back and reset it to normal. And okay, so everything seems to be working. Let's try it out. So let's quickly get our Bob before anything spawns. Is it gonna spawn? A magma cube! We gotta attack it. Oh no! A witch spawned now! We're in trouble. Hopefully, okay. Another magma cube, we can deal with those. Slimes and magma cubes have a little bit glitchy. They always spawn as a baby. So they're pretty weak. Like if I let this one hit me, it will do barely any damage or no damage at all. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot and have a good day.